Hello, everybody, and welcome. It's Sean Casey. Hope everybody's having a great day wherever in the world they are, especially at this time of day. We've got people in, certainly some people on Tuesday and some people on Wednesday. So hello and welcome, and check in from wherever you are. Glad that you're all here. We have got some really awesome information for you today. How many of you are thinking and noticed the promo that we sent out that said, how to turn $100 into $2,000 over and over with easy little flips? How many people think that's really, really awesome? Put a yes, a big yes in the question box if you think that'd be really awesome to learn how to do. Turn $100 into $2,000. And oh, by the way, all of it's passive. And even though we're going to talk about Kindle and Amazon, you don't actually have to write. Because even though I can write, I really hate to write personally. It's like annoying and it's like work and all kinds of stuff. And somebody even put a resounding "we" in there. All right. Wow. Okay. And Andrew wrote something that I'm not even sure what language that's in. Okay. We got people coming in with all kind of crazy stuff. Okay. So we're going to start it in just a minute. Oh, that's in Swahili. So I'm going to try to say Ndio Sana. And that probably sounds the least Swahili thing you'll hear all year. Okay. All right. Somebody said, Andrew said that was pretty good. Okay, that was my first attempt at Swahili. I'm clearly going to have to practice that if I'm ever going to go across the ocean to Africa and need to do that, or hopefully they all speak English. So anyway, we've got really awesome things for you planned. So what I want you to do now is get rid of the distractions, get rid of Facebook, get rid of your cell phone, get rid of your kids, get rid of your dog, turn off the TV, and get focused for the next hour or so with my friend Ty Cohen. I've known Ty for a long time. He is a very successful online marketer, and more importantly, for many, many years has been successful with creating and promoting simple ebooks on Kindle, on Amazon, and getting paid money directly from Amazon. He's one of the very first guys to do that, and has had super success, has helped a lot of other people have success. And as I mentioned a few minutes ago, don't be all panicked like, oh my gosh, I'm going to have to write the Great American or the Great Swahili or the Great whatever novel. You don't have to do any of that, okay? Because this is about a business. It's about being efficient, about being able to control your life, and he's going to show you how to create great passive income, just like he's doing. He's got all these steps wired. He's constantly updating this every time that it needs updated. Amazon updates something, changes, whatever. He just things to take advantage of it. And so it's going to be really awesome what he's got for you, and you're going to be able to take advantage of. So everybody, first of all, just make sure everybody can hear me. And Ty, say hello so make sure everybody can hear you.
Hey, folks. I hope everyone can hear me out there in webinar land.
All right, so if you guys can hear Ty, say welcome Ty. Write in welcome Ty into the chat box. Let's give him a big warm welcome. Okay, I see everybody checking in. All right, so again, Ty's going to give you some awesome information. I want you to pay close attention, do what he tells you, take notes, get ready to take action. Everybody, please welcome Ty Cohen.
All right, thank you, Sean. I greatly appreciate that. I'm seeing the welcomes coming in. We've got, I think, Andrew said Caribou. Is that Swahili there, Andrew? So we've got Russell, we've got Michael, Jody, Dalip, Mike, Kent, Renair, Cindy. We've got another Michael, Akavi. All right, Andrew says, oh yeah. So did I get that right, Andrew? Let me know. I'm pretty curious about that. And thank you for teaching me something here. I'm going to teach you folks something, and I hope you're going to get a lot of value out of that, out of what I show you. That's actually my goal. So my goal is to show you, as Sean said, how to publish to Amazon's platform, and more specifically, how to take short ebooks and publish these things to Amazon to create a highly profitable, easy, and extremely lucrative passive income stream. All right, this is something that both myself and many of my students have been doing for a long time. We continue to publish ebooks to Amazon, and it continues to grow, and it continues to allow us to do some amazing things, and as well as live a pretty decent lifestyle. All right, so I'm excited about this, and as a matter of fact, every time I talk about the subject of Kindle publishing, I get excited here. So before we begin, I want to just explain exactly what is a Kindle device and why it's so important to anyone who's looking for a secure way to make money. So the Kindle is a portable ebook reader that was developed by Amazon.com that allows users to be able to shop for, download, browse, and read ebooks, newspapers, and just a variety of digital media, including things like magazines, right? Nowadays, you can go in and read your magazines in the digital format. My mom, we're from the Northeast. I recently got her a subscription to the Daily News, the New York Daily News, and she reads that on her Kindle device. So there's so much that you can do here, right? So now, right now, there are billions and billions of mobile devices that are out there. All right, millions of them that are out there. B Poos, good to have you back. I'm glad you were able to come back here. Um, and one of the things that Amazon did, but I think that is pretty brilliant, right? They're always doing some amazing things. But when they first came out with this Kindle device, it was a way to get people more comfortable with reading ebooks, so digital books. And they realized that not everyone was going to go out and spend money on a digital e-reader. So one of the other things that they did in order to widen that audience, right, to widen that marketplace, was they created an app that you can literally use on any of the devices that you see here on your screen. So your PCs, your Macs, your Androids, if you have a BlackBerry, right? How many people still have one of those? You can literally go in and download the Kindle app and still be able to go in and visit the Amazon marketplace and purchase ebooks and things of that nature. All right, so they've changed the publishing industry as we know it, and that's actually to my benefit as well as your benefit, as you'll see in just a moment. This is the exact same system that I recently used to buy my mom a house, right? So as I mentioned earlier, I'm from the Northeast, Connecticut, to be exact. Moved here to North Carolina a couple of years ago. Wanted to move my mom closer, and I knew that one of the ways to do it was to buy her a house and to pay cash for it and say, hey, mom, here's the deed to it, right? So I was able to do that thanks to the system that I'm going to be sharing with you in just a moment. This thing also allows us to just live a really great life. I mean, we've got 4 kids, 2 boys, 2 girls. We took our entire family over to Thailand for about a month, spent about 10 days in Phuket. Actually flew into Bangkok from China, spent about 10 days there, then went to Chiang Mai, spent about 10 days there, then to Phuket. So we do a lot of traveling, and again, while we're traveling, my account is generating income. Ebooks are selling. All right, so here's a testimonial that I got from one of my students, Brian, who's a professor up at Penn State. He says, Ty, I wanted to update you. In short, he's doing $10,000 a month in sales using the system. His goal is now to get to the he's doing $5,000 a month. His goal is to get to the $10,000 a month level. Here's another one of my students, straight out the box. 24 hours after getting this system, she sold her first 5 copies of her ebook, right? Here's another one of my students, Darren DeVry, gentleman over in Perth, Australia, who's now making $20,000 a month with the same system that you're going to see in just a moment. So you're at ground level of what I like to call a new age digital diamond mine. So I want to show you guys some of the money that I've been able to make just playing around with this before I created a streamlined system for doing it. Now, there's 2 things that I want to touch on that are not directly related to this webinar, but because I know you guys are great, you're associated with Sean, you've got to be awesome people, I want to deviate a little bit and share just some of the things that have worked best for me in addition to Kindle publishing, right? So one of them is, if you have a system, you're more likely to be successful at something. If you have a system that someone has already created and that individual is seeing success with, and you take it and apply it as well, your chances of seeing success now are much greater. Does that make sense? And I want this to be an interactive webinar. I want you folks to use the questions box to ask me questions, to engage with me, right? And then just to agree with me if you hear something that makes sense. If it doesn't, then let me know as well, because I want to make sure that everyone follows along. So write this down. Having a system will really give you an advantage over everything else. The other thing is, focus, right? Now, when I first started publishing ebooks, I was all over the place. I had shiny object syndrome to like the 10th degree. Like every email that came across my desk, it totally pulled me in. So I was publishing YouTube videos, publishing articles. I'm trying to run ads. I'm doing everything, right? So I'm literally totally distracted. And when you're totally distracted, you're trying to do too much at one time, right? It's hard to focus. How many people are there? And we're going to be totally transparent, right? So how many people have shiny object syndrome here? Absolutely. Tom says, yep. Andrew says, makes sense. Yeah, absolutely. So now, shooting myself in the head with a SOS, says Andrew. So here's one of the first checks that I got. It was in the amount of $2,297.30. Now, because I had shiny object syndrome and because I was trying to stretch myself too thin, I didn't really recognize the potential in this check. And it wasn't until 30 days later when I didn't do anything differently, meaning I had published a couple of ebooks, yet I still got this check. And then 30 days later, I received another check from Amazon, and it was in the amount of, it had grown, right, to the amount of $2,873.13. Now, at this time, I'm starting to focus a little bit. I'm starting to notice that there's something here, right? And then the next month, I received another check from Amazon, and this one had grown as well, 55%, in the amount of $4,462.53. Now, at this time, I'm publishing more ebooks. I'm starting to focus more on Kindle publishing, and I'm starting to test things like titles and price points and covers, and some of which we'll talk about during this presentation. And then, as I started to do more of that, I saw more of an increase in the next month. I almost doubled that amount, and I went to $8,000. I received a check in the amount of $8,403.84. Okay, and then as I continued to do that, I saw shortly amounts just under 30,000. Now on a regular basis, I see checks in the amount of 40, 45,000, 50,000 sometimes that literally are deposited into my bank account here, as you can see here. So now, how many people would like to have their own diamond mine? And one of the things that I want you to remember as we're going through this entire system, there's that word again, right? System, is that Amazon makes this entire process easy for you to make money. Think about that, all right? Why, ask yourself, why would Amazon make this easy for anyone that's publishing Kindle books to their platform to make money? As a matter of fact, let's cover that right now. Let's get it out of the way. Why would Amazon make this easy? What do you think? Absolutely. All right. I like that, Russell. So, because when they make money, well, when you make money, they make money as well, says Maggie. To sell more readers, says Tom. Well, actually, Tom, the readers are a lost leader. The money is actually made in the ebooks. So the money is actually made in the ebooks. So that's why now they make the readers cheaper and cheaper, but with better features, right? But they also are starting to, like I said, they've made that app available, right? That functions just like the reader. And I'm going to close out Skype here too, which I should have done earlier. But so they make money when you make money. So Amazon does everything in its power to, number one, make their system of allowing you to publish ebooks to their platform extremely easy. And then they do everything in their power to help you to sell more ebooks. So keep that in mind as we continue. Now, with this system, not only have you the ability to make money, right? But you can also generate leads, which is very powerful because these aren't just regular leads, right? Think about it. Anyone that visits Amazon is what? Are they just your regular average lead? Someone that visits Amazon, they're visiting Amazon with the intention to do what? To buy, right? Amazon has nearly 1 billion credit cards on file. Think about that. How many people here have ever purchased something from Amazon? Let's run a little test real quick. Give me a big 1 if you've ever purchased anything from Amazon. And if you're like me, you probably get multiple orders in a week, right? I have 3 Amazon orders sitting next to my front door right now as we speak. All right. So Andrew says 1. Judy says 1. B. Paul says 1. Delap, Andrew, Axel, Martin, Robert, Cindy, right? Renier, Michael's got multiple 1s in here, right? We've got Maggie. Fernand says buyer's list. Absolutely, Fernand. You got it. right? So now, not only can you use the system to make money, which is what most of my students do, but you can also use it to generate a nice buyer's list. A nice buyer's list of people that are used to buying online, that are not afraid to buy online, and that have money, as Fernand just said. All right. So now let's jump right into this. So what makes this different versus all of the other online marketing programs that you may have seen over the years, right? Number one, it's a real business. Right, you're joining forces with a real multi-billion-dollar globally recognized brand, and you're tapping into a multi-billion-person market. All right. Number three, it's a system. There's that word again. That's easy to make money with and drive leads with month after month after month because you're creating a recurring passive revenue stream. Once you upload your book once, it sells over and over and over again. Your biggest problem is going to be resisting checking your sales because your ebooks can sell 24 hours a day. So I got so bad where I got to the point where it would be 2, 3 o'clock in the morning and I'm jumping up. My wife thinks I'm going to use the bathroom or something like that, but I'm logging into my computer and I'm checking my sales because I just couldn't believe when I first got started that people would actually, like my ebooks were selling and continue to sell while I'm sleeping, while I'm out playing. I just got back from my son's uh, choir concert, right? And while I was at his choir concert for 2 hours, guess what's happening? I'm making money. People are online on Amazon buying my ebooks while I'm on vacation, right? They're buying my ebooks. So this is a system number three that's easy to make money with and drive leads with month after month after month. Now, there's nothing special about me. I started out working as a clerk at Walgreens Pharmacy. So if I can do this, you can do this. Now, we're going to jump right into the meat and potatoes here. But before we do that, I want to just throw out this little disclaimer to you. Number one, as I said at the beginning, we're going to be totally transparent. All right. You will most likely not make thousands and thousands of dollars from the first ebook that you publish. I want to put that out there. Now, the chances of that happening, yes, you can do that. But I just want to make it clear to you. When I first got started, I just wanted to cover a few bills, right? So my goal was to make $400 or $500 a month. Little did I know that this thing grew into something that nets me tens of thousands of dollars a month, right? The other thing that I want you to keep in mind, and this is probably the most important, is that this is a long-lasting business model that you can consistently generate income from for many, many, many years. Right? My daughter started when she was 13. She's 19 now. When she was 13, she was making $5,000 a month publishing Kindle books. She's now doing about $7,000 or $8,000 a month publishing those same Kindle books. And I got her started with publishing books that she loved to read. She loves to read mystery thriller novels. So I said, why don't you start publishing those? Right? So now let's jump right into it. I'm going to give you 3 secrets to publishing best-selling Kindle books on Amazon. Secret number 1 is how to come up with a best-selling book idea in 3 minutes, even if you've never done anything like this before. Secret number 2 will be I'll show you 3 ways to get your ebooks created super fast, even if you hate writing. Right? I failed English 101 not once, but because I'm an overachiever, twice. My wife hates when I tell people that, but it's the truth. So if I can do this, you can do this. Secret number 3, I'll show you how to publish and launch your Kindle ebooks quickly and easily so that you can start making sales. So let's jump right into secret number 1. How do you come up with a best-selling book idea? Well, the way you're going to do this is you're going to do your market research first. You want to make sure that people are actually buying what it is that you're going to go out and publish. And no matter what business it is, again, systems, right? Even if you're not publishing Kindle books, regardless of what type of business you're starting, you always want to make sure that there's a buying audience there. Not just an audience, not just people that are interested in it, but people that are willing to pay money for what you have to offer. All right, does that make sense? So the way we're going to conduct our market research for what we're doing here with publishing Kindle books is we're going to use the Google Keyword Planner to find a best-selling book idea and to also come up with killer titles, because your titles have a lot to do with the amount of success that you have with this system. All right, so let's jump right into it. So if you go over to Google, you can type in, and don't do this now, just follow my screen, I'll show you. So you'll go over to Google, you'll type in Google Keyword Planner, And it's usually the first or second result that comes up. You'll click onto that, and then you'll see a control panel that looks similar to what you see here. Now, Google changes this up from time to time, but for the most part, it functions the same, right? So you're going to see this drop down here that says search for new keywords using a phrase, website, or category. Everyone following me so far? Right? Here, this is where you're going to enter your topic, your idea, the phrase that you're considering publishing an ebook around. So for me, I typed in dreams interpretation because at this point, right, this was a couple of weeks ago, I was studying lucid dreaming. How many people are familiar with lucid dreaming? It's really, really fascinating. Right? It's like having the ability to control your dreams as you're actually dreaming. All right. There was actually a movie based on that topic not too long ago. I think with what's the guy's name? I forget his name actually. So here you're gonna type in your phrase, your keyword here, right? And then you'll select all locations, all languages, right? Google and search partners. And why are we selecting all locations and all languages? Because we're selling our ebooks globally, right? Amazon is a global marketplace, right? So then we're going to hit get ideas. So pretty straightforward so far, right? Google Keyword Planner, you put in the idea that you're considering publishing an ebook around, and then you're going to hit get ideas. Now, once you hit that, Amazon is going to show you similar phrases that you typed in. So, for example, not only are they going to show you your phrase, right, but they're also going to show you similar phrases. So they're going to show you similar phrases, right? So for example, meaning of dreams, 18,100 global monthly searches within the last 30 days, right? Meaning of dreams, 18,100 global monthly searches were conducted for this phrase on Google within the last 30 days. Does that make sense? Give me a big yes, and then I'll explain the rest of this. I want to see at least 5 people tell me yes, because, I hate watching webinars where the presenter just glosses over everything and people get lost, right? So I don't want anyone to get lost. I want to make sure that everyone gets this super simple stuff. All right, awesome. All right, so Beeper says yes. Yep, Andrew. Michael says yes. Tom, Mike. Patton says yes. Jody, Michael, Cindy, Eddie, Richard, Renier, Axel, Martin, Russell says yes. All right, so Axel says, can I repeat? Yes. So here. So Axel, when you go in and you type in your phrase here, right, that you're considering publishing your ebook around, let's say you wanted to publish an ebook around gardening. What's going to happen is the Google Keyword Planner is going to show you other phrases that are related to this phrase that you typed in that people are searching for. So in this example, we typed in dreams interpretation. We hit search. Google tells us there's some other phrases that people are typing in that are related to dreams interpretation. So this gives you an idea as to what the demand is like and what people are searching for. Does that make sense? Okay, so for example, meaning of dreams, right? There's 18,100 searches that took place globally within the last 30 days. Dream meaning, 2,900. Dreams meaning, 2,400. Dream meanings, 1,900. Dreams and their meanings, 590, and so on and so on. So what I found is, how many people do we have from the UK here? Right, what I found is, as my friends over in London and the UK like to say, I found that the honey spot, the sweet spot, okay, is that if you can get your combined search volume, meaning when you add all of this up, to be between 10,000 to 100,000, you've hit the jackpot. Right? Over the years of me doing this, every time when I've been able to get my market, my combined search volume to be between 10,000 to 100,000, that's a good indicator that that's a good niche to get into. All right? And the reason why is, you're probably wondering why. Does everyone have that? All right. Now, the reason why is because anything less than 10,000 and the marketplace is just not big enough, right? The demand is not big enough. You don't want to publish a book and, there's not many people that are looking for it. Okay. And then by the same token, you don't want to publish a book where you've got a ton of competition and there's just too many people that are out there, right? Okay. So does that make sense? 10,000 to 100,000. Right. So now, you ready? You folks ready to move on? Got it. Boom. So now, here's another reason why I like to use the Google Keyword Planner to conduct my market research. You can also really cherry pick some great titles. Great titles. Remember earlier I said that your titles have a lot to do with the success of your book sales? Well, think about it. How many people are familiar with copywriting? How many people have ever seen a sales letter, right? Or have ever read an email or have seen an email subject line? Well, your book title is similar to your headline, right, on your sales page, or similar to the subject line in an email. Because what does it do? It grabs the reader's attention, right? So I love using the Google Keyword Planner to be able to come in and cherry pick some headlines, or in this case, book titles, because it just makes sense. So, for example, if we look at the two phrases that we have here circled in red, meaning of dreams, right? There's 18,000 people that are typing that in, that are searching for that on a monthly basis. Imagine having an ebook titled Meaning of Dreams. And then what I like to do is I like to use the phrase that I find here as the main title, and then I'll add on to it. So I'll create like a subtitle. So something like Meaning of Dreams. And I want you to try this with me. Let's get creative. What would you add on to this? So, for example, Meaning of Dreams, how to decipher last night's dream, right? Or, for example, this one. Let's say if Dreams and Their Meanings was the main title that we chose for our ebook, and then we could add a subtitle onto it. What would you add to this thing? Dreams and Their Meanings. How to tell what your dreams really mean. Dreams and Their Meanings, right? Are your dreams a lucky sign, or, whatever? All right, let's see. Maggie just threw one out there. Maggie says, how to analyze dreams, meaning of dreams, how to analyze your dreams. That's actually really good, Maggie. I like that. B Plus just threw one out there as well. Meaning of dreams, find out what your dreams mean. Absolutely. All right. So there, you folks have it. So we're going to use the Google Keyword Planner to help us with two things. Number one, to conduct market research, right? And number two, to come up with some awesome titles for our ebooks. Andrew has one as well. Andrew says how to interpret your subconscious mind. That's really good, Andrew. So meaning of dreams, how to interpret your subconscious mind, right? So you're just really making use of that main title, and then you can add a subtitle onto it. So far, it's pretty systematic, right? All right, you folks ready to move on? Does everyone have this so far? We're conducting market research. We want to be between what, 10,000 to 100,000, and then we can also use this area to cherry pick some awesome titles. So let's rock and roll. Let's keep going. I love this audience right here. I love the energy. Yep, got it, says Mike. Let's move on. So now, one of the questions that I get often is, Ty, why do you use the Google Keyword Planner to find titles? Well, it's simple, right? If you craft your titles correctly, you increase the chances of them ranking high within both Amazon and Google search engines. So now you've got both of these multi-billion-dollar companies working for you, right? So ranking on both Amazon and Google will dramatically boost your sales. Amazon and Google, they pretty much have like this love fest, right? Google loves new content, right? And who has more new content? Who's constantly putting out new content more than Amazon? Almost no one, right? Absolutely. So I want to show you a couple of examples of how this works. So now, let's say there's an ebook being sold on Amazon. You've got person A who has an ebook. They published this ebook to Amazon, and it's titled How to Market and Sell Your Ebook. Now, you've got person B who has an ebook of their own, or they're looking to get started in ebook publishing. They go over to Google. They type in how to market and sell your ebook. They're looking for ways to market it, right? To get some promotions going, to make some sales, right? They are totally oblivious to the fact that person A, or this could be you, it could be me, who has an ebook available on Amazon. So they type this phrase into Google, they hit search, and what happens? So we see the listings here at the top. Now, Sean tells me that you guys are a smart audience, and that's what I've been saying so far. So what are these listings at the top here? Let's see, who's the first person to get this? Ads, says Michael. Michael, you're super fast. I love that. Paid ads, says Andrew. Tom says ads. Absolutely. So what happens here when we conduct the search? We tend to gloss over these, right? Because we know that these are paid placements. So what do we want? We want the organic listings. We want to pay attention to what Google says should be listed at the top more organically, right? So we tend to gloss over these, as I said earlier. We focus on what's here. And if we look here, we see 2 listings, right? Which of the 2 here stands out? The first one or the second one? Which one stands out the most? The first one or the second one? Give me a 1 or a 2. Absolutely. Number 2. Now, there's about 7 reasons why this one stands out. Why it just stands out. And let's go over them really quickly because I want you to get this. This is the power. If you haven't been paying attention so far, pay attention. This is why you want to use that Google Keyword Planner to really use some of those search phrases, right, as titles for your ebooks. Because you get listed higher in Google. And as you're listed higher in Google, now you get more traffic that points people over to your book being sold on Amazon. Does that make sense? I hope you got that. Absolutely. Awesome. All right, so now, some of the reasons why this listing stands out. I'm getting excited just talking about Kindle publishing. Didn't I tell you folks this at the beginning? Like my wife says, the only way I have a pretty cavalier. I'm a little bit introverted. I like to at least view myself as that, and you know I'm pretty nonchalant when it comes to things. But when I start talking about like Kindle publishing, it gets me excited. I get pumped. I get the juices just start flowing. All right. Alan says, is anyone else having audio issues? Can everyone hear me? Alan, it might just be you. If everyone can hear me clearly, let me know. I hear fine, says Mike. All good, says Tom. Claire says Axel. Jody says yes. Judy, good audio. Okay, so everyone can hear me. Awesome. So now let's go right into these 6 or 7 reasons why this listing stands out. All right. Let's see. Michael says, I hear terrific with my hearing aid. That's awesome. I like that. I got to get my mom a hearing aid. She's 78 and her hearing has started to go. So Andrew says, because of the stars. Yep, that's 1, right? Let's count them down. Mike says the reviews. Yes, look at this. There's 47 5-star reviews here, right? What else? What else? Amazon name, says Tom. Absolutely. Amazon's name holds weight, right? There's a lot of credibility there. When you order something from Amazon, do you ever doubt that you're going to get it? Not at all. That's why publishing Kindle books is so much easier. Your sales conversions are much higher than if you would be trying to sell something from your own site. Because Amazon already has a reputation. They've got the built-in list. Not only do they have a list, but they have a buyer's list, right? And people they never doubt that they're going to receive something when they order from Amazon. As a matter of fact, we need to start using that same sense of believability when we're setting goals. And I'm going off on a tangent, but when you set your goals, you need to really believe it. I'm going to be able to achieve this, just as you believe when you place an order on Amazon that you're going to receive it. Does that make sense? All right. So now here's something else. Both Mikes, Mike Lipsesi and then Mike Patton both says in stock. Absolutely. Price, says Mike Patton. Absolutely. Both Mikes just said price as well as in stock. That's kind of eerie. All right. Quote. You've got the quote. The excitement of the first few chapters. Absolutely, B-Poos. All right. 5-star review, says Tom. What else do we have? There's a few more things here. Who else has it? How to market and sell your ebook, right? Exactly what we search for shows up here, and it's bolded, right? You have the category, computers and internet, then subcategory of web marketing, right? So, and then what else? Absolutely, B-Post. That's what I was looking for, all right? You're on page 1 of Google. How many people are into search engine optimization, SEO here? And I'm spending more time on this than I normally would because you're Sean's audience. And I want to make sure that everyone gets the power of this. How many people are familiar with SEO? Look at where you're at. Look at where this book is at. Again, because it's the power of Amazon coupled with Google, when you do this in a systematic way that I'm teaching you to do this, look at what you get. You get a first page ranking out of 5 million competitors. Out of 5 million other websites, you're not only on the first page, but look at where you're at. First page, second position. Right? How costly would that be? We've got a few folks that are saying they're familiar with SEO. Russell, Andrew, Mike, right? Like, would that be costly? Like, would that be something that's difficult or easy to do? Absolutely. So by traditional standards, right, it would be difficult to do. But if you're using the system that I'm teaching you, it's pretty easy, right? Mike says, I'm impressed that number one, the tactics are boggling, right? Michael says it would be very difficult and expensive. But when you're using this method, it becomes easy and it becomes quick, something quick to do, all right? Let me show you another example really quickly before we move on. Let's say you've got another ebook up here. It's titled Money, Wealth, Life Insurance, and this is on Amazon, right? And then you have someone that's interested in the subjects of money, wealth, and insurance, right? They come over to Google, they type in money, wealth, insurance, they hit search, look at what happens. Not only does this ebook show up on the first page of Google, but it's the first page, first and second position. So you're totally dominating here. Out of 134 million results, right? Out of 134 million results. So you're knocking your competition out of the box here. Let's say there's another example here. Just the third and final one. I want to get you really get this in. I want to really make sure that you understand the power of this. Let's say you have an ebook titled How to Retire Happy, Wild, and Free. Someone comes over to Google, they type in How to Retire Free. Guess what happens? First page, first and second position out of 98 million results. All right. So does everyone get that? Let's move on here. So now, secret number one was use the Google Keyword Planner to find hot topics and to create titles. All right. Now let's move directly into talking a little bit more about titles. I wanted to add this into this presentation because, as I said before, twice now, your titles have a lot to do with how well your ebooks sell. As a matter of fact, I would even go so far as to say your titles are your first line of defense. Write that down. My titles are my first line of defense. Okay? So once I realized that, I came up with what I call my title enhancers. And these are actually elements that I add to my titles that have doubled and tripled and even in some cases quadrupled my sales. Right? So let me jump right into what a title enhancer is. All right, so title enhancers answer the questions that your ebook buyers are asking themselves in their head. So when we are looking for something, think about this. So think about your search process. Think about your buying process. When you're looking for something, when you're looking to buy something, when you're looking to spend money, you're pretty much looking for a solution to something. Even if it's not directly a problem that you have. I was just sharing this with my son the other day. I said, and I've been teaching him online marketing. He's 13, and since he was 5, I've been teaching him snippets of online marketing. And I told him, I said, people buy for the most part based off of emotions more than anything else. Doesn't matter what you're buying. If you're buying a brand new car, right? You can always go out and buy the jalopy. It's still going to get you from point A to point B. Sometimes you buy a brand new car because it makes us feel good, because we want to impress someone. Sometimes we don't admit that, right? But because we love the smell of new leather, or we love the feeling of accomplishment, right? But people buy for the most part based off of emotions. So I came up with these title enhancers. And title enhancers answer the questions and answer those emotional questions that your ebook buyers are asking themselves in their head. All right, so let's take a look at a few of these. So how to, right? So instead of having a title like Learn to Stay in Your Deck, which most people think would do pretty well, right? So most folks that are going in, because they don't know what I'm sharing with you here, would go in and use a pretty descriptive, this is pretty descriptive by most standards, Learn to Stay in Your Deck. That would be a pretty decent ebook title, right? for someone that doesn't know any better. But when you take your title enhancer and you mash it up with a title that answer those questions that your prospects are asking. So for example, how to stain your deck like a professional. Then you have a much more powerful title. So take a look at these. Let's say you have 2 ebooks side by side on Amazon.com. How to stain your deck like a professional on the left-hand side, and learn to stain your deck on the right-hand side. All right. And then let's say you've got Johnny, right? He's looking for information on deck staining. As a matter of fact, Johnny has been promising his wife for the last year that he's going to go out and stain the deck. It's finally a nice weekend. Let me paint this picture for you. It's about 75 degrees outside. His wife gives him an ultimatum. She says, Johnny, you're going to go out there and you're going to stain that deck this weekend, or you're going to sleep on a couch for the next 6 months. Johnny does not want to sleep on a couch for 6 months. Although he's never stained a deck before. But he does know that he can probably find information on Amazon. He could probably pull up an ebook that'll give him some tips on how to do it the right way. So he's asking himself, he's sweating. He's saying, how am I going to stain this deck? How am I going to stain this deck? How am I going to stain this deck? Subconsciously. He's not even aware that he's asking himself this. He goes over to Amazon, or he picks up his Kindle device or his iPhone or his iPad or his Android, and he types in how to stain a deck or stain a deck. And he comes across 2 ebooks. Number 1, on the left-hand side, how to stain your deck like a professional. And number 2, on the right-hand side, learn to stain your deck. Which of the 2 do you think is going to stand out the most to Johnny? Number 1, how to stain your deck like a professional on the left, or learn to stain your deck on the right-hand side? Let's see who gets it. Put a 1 or a 2 in, all right? B Post says number 1. Andrew says learn sounds like work. Cindy says number 1. I think that's the first time I've heard from you, Cindy. Maggie says number 1. Fernand says 1. Jody 1. A. Ross says 1. Mike Patton says 1. Martin says 1. Robert, Michael, Russell Carson says 1. Bruce says 1. Tom says 1. Betty, Veronica. It sounds like an Archie comic here. Betty and Veronica. All we need is Jughead here. But so we've got Valentina says 1. Tom Leonard says 1. Absolutely. So if you said 1, give yourself a pat on the back because you got it. All right. So that's the power of title enhancers. They answer the questions that your ebook buyers are asking themselves in their head on a subconscious level. How many people want to see more examples of title enhancers? All right. Give me a big yes if you want to see more examples of a title enhancer. Yep, says Andrew. Let's do it. So for example, quickest way to. So you've got 2 ebooks, The Guide to Making Money on the Web versus 21 Quickest Ways to Make Money Online. So do you see how this one stands out? You're answering the question. Here's another one, fastest way to. The fastest way to get your nursing degree versus Health Quad's nursing guide. All right? Easy ways to. Quick and easy ways to lose weight, right? Tips to. The world's best kept tips to losing weight. So we always want to learn how to do something. The quickest ways to. Fastest ways to. Easy ways to, tips to. And as a matter of fact, when you do like any type of search volume search for these types of phrases, they usually have a ton of searches. All right, so add these in to your titles. Does this make sense so far? Are you folks ready to move on? Because I've got a ton of stuff that I still want to share with you. Is this good stuff? Yes or no? If it's not, let me know and we could shut it off right here, and that's it. If it is, just say keep going and we'll keep going. Let me know. Move on. Fabulous stuff, says Michael. Terrific, says Mike. Yes, it is, says Mike. Yes, says Russell. Good stuff, says Andrew. Goof Doyog, says Michael. Not sure what that is. I think that's German. Is that Michael? All right. I know how to say Danke and stuff like that. Daka, right? Good stuff, says Tom. Great, says Mike. Keep going, says Robert. Good stuff, says Michael. Joy says good. Let's rock and roll, because Joy says good. All right, so now, one of the things that I like to do is I like to take my idea or a phrase or a topic that I'm considering publishing an ebook around. And then I like to take that title enhancer, or at least one of my title enhancers, and I like to go back to this Google Keyword Planner and mash them up, create like a mashup. So for example, we've got how to, right, which is the title enhancer, and then I've got the topic garden. So I'll throw them both into the search box. I hit search, and then Google tells us, here's where I want you to put on your thinking caps, all right? Google tells us for the phrase how to garden, there were 45.5 million global monthly searches for this phrase, how to garden. Now, is that within our desired search criteria? Give me a big yes or no. Is that within our desired search criteria? Yes or no? Boom. So we've got the no's coming in. We've got the no's coming in. Absolutely, right? I love to see that you folks are paying attention. All right. No, it's too generic, says Andrew. Absolutely. So luckily for us, what happens? Google gives us other phrases, similar phrases that people are also searching for. There's 4 of them down here. I hope everyone can see this. All right. So let's take a look at them. So we've got phrase number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. The rest of them got cut off, but I just wanted to give you some examples. So number 1, how to make a garden. 201,000 global monthly search volumes. Phrase number 2 that people are also searching for every month. How to design a garden. 550,000 global monthly searches. Phrase number 3, how to build a raised garden bed. 12,100 global monthly searches. Phrase number 4, how to plant a garden. 301,000 global monthly searches. Which of these 4 works best for the system that I'm teaching you? Number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, and why? So we've got the number 3s are coming in, right? Mike Lipsisi, Mike, I know I'm butchering your last name, says number 1. All right. Raised bed says be post. Lip chat. Got it. Thank you, Mike. Lip chat. All right. Warren says we want to be between 10,000 to 100,000. Absolutely. Lip chat. Lip chat. Gotcha. All right. Thanks, Mike. All right. So, yeah. So, number 3. For everyone that said number 3, right? Give yourself a pat on the back again. How to build a raised garden bed. Why? Because as many of you said, Cindy, Jody, Bipos, Maggie, Mike, Warren, it's within our desired search criteria, our desired search volume of 10,000 to 100,000. That's the first reason. There's a few other reasons why this is the one that we want to go with. How to build a raised garden bed. Put your answers into the questions box. I'm going to take a sip of water here because I'm starting to get a little bit perched here. Let's see. It's specific. It's knits down, says Warren. It answers a question, says Michael. I like that, Michael. It answers the question, says global coverage. That's a pretty different name. Maybe that's your company name. All right, how to build a raised garden bed. Absolutely. That's it. All right. Not only does it fit within our desired search criteria of 12,100, right? We want to be between 10,000 to 100,000. That's number 1. Number 2, it has our title enhancer. Okay. How to. As Mike Lipsey just said, it's a long tail keyword. Look at this, folks. Not only is it talking about how to build a garden bed, but it's talking about how to build, it answers the question of how to build a raised garden bed. There's 12,100 individuals that are typing this phrase in on a monthly basis. Do you think if you had an ebook published on Amazon, do you think it would be difficult or easy to sell some of these 12,000 individuals on buying that book on Amazon? Easy. Absolutely. Everyone the easies just flew in. Very easy. All right? As a matter of fact, I should have kept this one to myself. All right, but this is super easy. right? So now how would we add on to this? So remember, right? We talked about using some of the phrases that we get from the Google Keyword Planner as our titles. This makes a perfect main title. How would we add it onto this what type of a subtitle can we add onto this? So how to build a raised garden bed in 24 hours, right? Or how to build a raised garden bed on a budget, or how to build a raised garden bed for Japanese tomatoes, right? How to build a raised garden bed designing plants, says Warren. How to build a raised garden bed for your tomatoes, says Mike. For under $100, says Andrew. I like that. Like a professional, says Martin. I like that. In a weekend, says Maggie. That's a good one. In 3 easy steps, says Mike. You folks got it. You see, so this is the power of systems. So now, let's move on. You ready to rock and roll? Now, who wants to see the next step? So now we've discovered, right? Without breaking a sweat. I like that. All right? So now, let's go. So now, I gave you secret number 1, and that is how to conduct your market research and also how to come up with some awesome titles, even if you've never done anything like this before. Secret number 2, now that we know that there's a market out there, now that we have a great title for our ebook, how do we go in and get the content created? How do we actually get this stuff written, right? The ebook written. So there's 3 ways to get your ebooks created super fast, even if you dislike writing, or if you're like me and you're an overachiever who has failed English 101 not once, but twice, right? So in my preferred order, there are 3 very simple ways to get content to sell. I actually use all of these. The one that I prefer the most is to outsource it and have someone else write it for you, because this is an ultimate win-win. You go in using the methods that I'm going to teach you in this program. You can have people create high quality content. And that's the key here. It has to be high quality content for as little as $125. I show you step by step how to do this, how to get content created to the point where you own 100% of the rights to it. Content that you can resell as long and as often as you want. You can resell it over and over and over again, because that's the beauty of the system. You publish it once and it sells on Amazon multiple times. It's digital, right? It's digital content. You can even put your name on it or use a pen name. I use a pen name for everything that I publish. I don't put my name on anything, right? Because I like to be able to publish under multiple genres and then just different subject matters and things like that. And I don't want to seem like a jack of all trades, right? So this program gives you the only 3 sites that you should use when looking to have someone write your content. And I give you the exact wording to use in your project description when you're looking for a writer, a ghostwriter, so that you can get high quality content for $125 or less. All right. The third option, right? The first option is to have someone else write it for you. You're getting people that love writing, so it's a win-win. You get content, they get paid for doing something that they love. The second option is you can speak it and then have it transcribed. So you could use a software program like Dragon Naturally Speaking, or most PCs have a speech recognition program built in. Macs all have like Siri, right? The third option is you can write it yourself. Not my favorite. I'm not a writer, but my wife is a writer. She can crank out ebooks in like 3 days. I've got a business partner of mine, same thing. This guy can crank out an ebook in like a day and a half, right? So if you are a writer, if you have that skill, then you can use that. If you like leveraging the talent, the love, the skill, and most importantly, the time of other people, I suggest that you use number 1, or use a combination of all 3 of these, all right? So now, does that make sense? Give me a big yes. Any questions on any of this right here before we move on? Oh, Tom Lennep has a great question. Great question. He says, can you use PLR for ideas? Can you use PLR for ideas? Is Tom's question. Tom, I love it. Thank you for throwing that out there. Now, the way that you phrase it, I've never had anyone ask me that question before. You can use PLR for ideas. Now, is everyone familiar with what the term PLR stands for before I answer Tom's question? All right, so Michael says no. B-Paul says no. Okay, so let me break it down really quickly. So PLR is short for private label rights or private license rights, as Mike just put in. And basically what that is let's say you've got someone like, we'll use Mike Patton, for example. Let's say Mike Patton has content that he's already wrote. He's already wrote an ebook, and he's selling the rights to that ebook to as many people who wants to go in and buy the resale rights to it as possible. So Mike has wrote the ebook already. He says, you know what? I'm going to offer PLR, private label rights, to anyone that wants to buy it. He might sell it for, $50 or $10 or $100. Now, the problem is he may go in and sell this to 5 different individuals or 100 different individuals. And let's say 4 or 5 of those individuals go in and they publish that content that they purchased from Mike, and they publish it to Amazon. So now you've got duplicates of the same content published on Amazon, and Amazon does not like that. All right, so for that reason, I advise that you never publish private label rights or resale rights material or master resale rights material. All of them are pretty much the same thing. They all pretty much mean the same thing. Never publish that content to Amazon. Everything that you publish should be 100% unique content that no one else has access to other than you, right? It should be 100% high quality, unique content. Does that make sense? Okay, Martin says yes. Mike says yes. Absolutely. If you do that, you will create a gold mine. That's what I do. And that's what I teach my students to do, and that's what I'm teaching you to do as well. Right? So remember, you're building this business on the concrete. It's going to be a solid, long-lasting business that generates you revenue for days and weeks and months and years to come. Don't take shortcuts. All right, so now let me jump off of my soapbox here and let's continue with this. So now, secret number 3, how to publish and launch your Kindle ebooks quickly and easily so that you can start making sales. Now, literally, as we talked about at the very beginning of this presentation, Amazon has made this entire process easy because they want you to make money. Now, when I say this entire process, I put together a system that shows you how to go in and publish your ebooks, how to get the content created so that you can get started quickly and start making money. But Amazon provides the platform that you can publish your ebooks to, right? And they've literally created a system that takes no more than 5 to 10 minutes to both create your Kindle publisher's account as well as add ebooks to it, right? Amazon has made it that easy. And again, they make it easy because they want you to make money, because every time you make money, they make money. Amazon gives you 70% of the lion's share. So you get 70% of what your ebooks sell for. So to simplify that, let's say you price your ebooks at $10, right? So every time someone comes in, they buy an ebook off of Amazon, your ebook off of Amazon, they pay Amazon $10. Amazon now gives you $7 for every $10 sale. They keep $3. So you get 70%, they keep 30%. Make sense? All right. So now you go in, you publish it, and launch your Kindle ebook, and now it's available for sale on Amazon. All right. And people can go in and buy it. Right. Straightforward. Pretty simple. Now, one of the things is when you go in and you publish your ebook, all right, and I just give you, in this program that I'm going to share with you at the end of this, I give you dozens of ways to multiply your sales. All right, I'm just going to give you a handful of them here because we're low on time. But once you publish, and once your ebook is available on Amazon, you can go in and crank up the sales by repeating the process and publishing more ebooks, right? You can go in, because these are digital ebooks, right? You can go in and you can tweak and split test things like your titles, your price points, your descriptions, your covers. And in this program, again, because we're short on time, I go in and I show you some of the price points that work the best. I've tested 52 price points, and there's like 2 or 3 of them that work the absolute best when it comes to sales and revenue, right? I show you how to craft descriptions that work absolutely well, covers as well, right? So now let's review really quickly. So I gave you secret number 1, which is how to come up with a best-selling book idea in 3 minutes, even if you've never done anything like this before. And you saw how simple that was. Again, I gave you, the surface level of it. I go into more detail in this program because we have more time. And then I also gave you secret number 2, 3 ways to get your ebooks created super fast. Even if you hate writing, folks, you don't have to be a writer to do this. Right? Now, if you are a writer, that's fine. But most of my students, 90% of my students that do extremely well, they do not like writing. So they use the method that I teach them, which is outsourcing. Secret number 3, I showed you how to publish and launch your Kindle ebooks quickly and easily so that you can start making sales. Right? So now, as I mentioned at the beginning of this webinar, I get extremely excited when I start talking Kindle publishing because it just is an amazing way to generate income. It's an amazing way to get your family involved. It's a very straightforward way to get your children introduced to the concept of entrepreneurship. And more importantly, not just entrepreneurship, right, but the concept of creating passive, recurring revenue streams. As I said, my daughter Maya started publishing Kindle ebooks when she was 13, right, and grew her account to $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 in monthly recurring revenue to the point where it pays for her college tuition, right? It's an awesome way to get your children, to get your spouses, your significants involved, your business partners involved, right? Is there anyone that's excited? How many people are starting to get excited here, right? Give me a big yes here. Awesome. Awesome. Okay, so I am, says Jody, A. Ross, Rainier. I think that's the first time I've heard from you, Rainier. I like that name. Joe Cole, Alexo Global Coverage again. So now, I get excited not because of my own success, but because there's a ton of students that I have in our Facebook group. We have close to 1,200 people that are crushing it with this system. Crushing it. You're going to get to meet all 1,200 of those individuals. I get excited because my students are doing well. Here's one of my students, Brian, who's doing $5,000 a month. He's up to, his goal is to get to that $10,000 a month level. Another one of my students, Tracy Royster, out on the West Coast in Seattle. A couple of days, like 24 to 48 hours after diving into the system, she's already selling books, right? Here's another one of my students, Darren DeVry, who's doing $20,000 per month in sales. He's over in Perth, Australia. So you can literally be anywhere in the world and do extremely well with this. So let me ask you a question. How many ebooks do you need to successfully feel like you're accomplishing something? So using what I've shared with you here, and as we continue and go into more detail as you jump into the program that I'm going to give you access to at the end of this presentation, how many ebooks do you need? Now, before you answer that, what I found is that on average, each ebook generates about $500 a month in sales, all right? Plus about just under $200 in potential leads. So answer that question for me here. How many ebooks do you need if each one on average generates about $500 a month? Someone says 20, someone says 10 to 15, someone says 4, all right? Someone says 6. Now, imagine having 5, 10, or 20 ebooks all bringing in monthly income. Someone says 30. Again, this is a system where you do that work once, and your ebook sells for months and years to come, day after day after day. Now, what makes this different is that it grows. Absolutely, Martin. You start with the one and you work up to as many as you like. Take some money out, you put some back in. And as you saw, my account continues to grow. So from $2,200 to $2,800 the next month, and then to $4,400 the following month, and then $8,400. And then now consistently seeing months of 30,000, 40,000, 50,000, depending on the season. And this is the best time right now to get started. This is the best time of year to get started. How many people understand why? How many can guess why? Yes, Maggie, don't forget the residual. Absolutely. Absolutely. Right? It's also the perfect lead generator. So not only are you generating money from Amazon, but as you're generating leads, so for example, in this one account, I've got 18,875 leads here. What can I do with these leads? I can send them, I could sell them other things, right? Affiliate sales, says Andrew, right? What else can I do with these leads, folks? What else? Let's put our thinking caps on really quickly here. I'm giving you some ideas that I usually don't share with other folks, but because of the relationship that Sean and I have, I'm really throwing it out there. E-commerce, says Tom. Yeah, you can upsell them. Use them to sell stuff, says Michael. Using autoresponder for email marketing. Bing, bing, bing. Michael, absolutely. JV Dells on webinars like this one, says Andrew. Sell other products, right? I can also make them aware of other books that are being published, right? So as we release new books, I can say, hey, we've got another title that's coming out soon. And you're sending it out to 18,000 people or 20,000 or 50,000 or 100,000. Guess what happens? It boosts your sales of those ebooks, right? Offers for discounts on your other books, says Mike. Promote similar stuff through your autoresponder, says Fernand. Right? Lots of great ideas. I hope you folks are writing these ideas down because the individuals that are on this webinar with you have given you a ton of great ideas. And I do all of that. So this list right here generates me about an extra $20,000 a month just from this list. And on average, you should be generating about on average, you should be generating about a dollar to $2 for every individual that you have on your list, outside of what you're making from Amazon. Does that make sense? All right, so now, how much money do you need to make a difference in your life? Like I said, this is the system that allowed me to buy my mom a house and pay cash for it, to move her down here to warmer weather in Connecticut, in North Carolina, move her from Connecticut to North Carolina, buy her dream house. She's 78. She wanted something with a single floor, right? Because she didn't want to walk up downstairs. She wanted something with multiple bedrooms and bathrooms so that when she gets guests over, her grandchildren can come over. They can have their own rooms and they can have their own bathrooms and things like that, right? Send out a chapter of your book, says Joe. Absolutely. Beepers just asked a great question. Do you get to collect the emails or not? I show you Amazon does not give you the emails, but in this program, I show you how to get them. Right? And more. I also show you how you can get phone numbers and additional information. Right? So just being able to build that database is extremely valuable. I've made millions of dollars from my list alone. I've never shared that with anyone on a webinar before, but I'm sharing it with you folks. And I would venture to guess that Sean has made multiple millions from his list. All right. So now let's continue here. How could something like this change your life? All right. As I said, you could put it towards your kids' futures, use it to pay off your mortgage. We have no mortgage. We're debt free. We don't have any credit card debt or anything. Buy a house, as I just did for my mom. All right. Our home is paid off. Buy your dream car. Last Christmas, I purchased a Mercedes for my wife and had it delivered to our house with a red bow on it. Right? My daughter, who's 10, she says, "Dad, are we gonna get Mom another car this year for Christmas with a bow on it?" I'm like, no, you don't buy a brand new car every year, right? Pay off bills, get out of debt, travel the globe, right? We've literally been everywhere, from London to Thailand to Spain to Italy, everywhere. Donate to charities, right? The possibilities are endless. So what are some things that you would do? So let me ask you a question here. For the past hour, would you agree that it's been time well spent? Give me a big yes or no. All right. Now, obviously, we can't cover everything that you need in a 90-minute presentation. So what I've done is I've created a special offer so that you can get everything that you need to know. I touched on the basics here. All right. Now, it's not enough for you to take what I touched on and try to do this on your own. You need the entire program to really get great results. And that's what I give you in this program that I put together. Okay? If you act fast enough, I'm actually going to give you a very special deal. I'm going to give you this thing at 10% of what I normally sell it for. I'm sorry, at 20% of what I normally sell it for. Right? So is it okay if I help you and share and give you this massive discount right now? Mike says this has been really good. So one of the things that I realized is that old habits die hard. So you'll be thrilled to know that I put together an entire program, right? And this is not my $20,000 program. I work with select students where I charge $20,000 plus 10% of their revenue up to $100,000. This is not that program. All right, Sean asked me to put together something that's a lot more economical, that's within everyone's reach, and that's exactly what I did here. As a matter of fact, I massively slashed the price on this thing just for this webinar and for people to get on right now. Now, what you're going to get in this entire package is, and this is actually the program here, it's an online home study course. You're going to get instant access to it immediately. And what you're going to get is you're going to get what I call a setup. And this is broken down into multiple modules so that no matter if you're new at publishing Kindle books or if you've published one before or a few before, or if you're an expert, you can jump in, you can still get results. So for the individual that's never done anything like this before, never done anything online, you can still go in and get results. And for the individual that's an expert at this stuff, you can still go in and get better results than what you're currently getting. So in this first module, you get the setup, and this covers setting up your account, right? The basics, how to get started quickly so that you can start to get results. And you get the Kindling for Profits module, where in this module I show you how to find the right niche and readers, niches that sell and readers that buy. Very important here, because just finding a marketplace alone makes no sense. You want folks that are going to buy, and I go into great detail, very great detail on how to successfully do that. This is the meat and potatoes here, folks. This is what you want. I go into the biomagnet module, all right? Now, this covers all of the must-have elements that make your ebook sell. So once you know how to find your readers, then you piggyback off of that with then going in and piecing it together so that you have all of the elements that sell your ebook. Super simple stuff, just as we did here on this webinar. All right, but I go into greater detail and I give you everything. I also give you the KDP Cast Extraction module. This covers the secret ways to use the Kindle Direct Publishing platform to make more money than most people ever will, simply because they don't know just a tenth of what you have received on this presentation. Now, everything here is valued at just under $9,000, and that's a real world value here. And I'm going to actually give you a little bit more here because, again, we're doing this webinar for Sean's audience, and he said, Ty, can you really stack it out? So if you're within the first 10 people to buy, all right, you're going to get every bonus that I mentioned here. The first bonus is going to be what I call the Google Kindle Crunch. And this shows you, remember when I talked about the importance of being able to get your ebook listed within Google search rankings, not only within their search rankings, but on the first page and high on that first page. So like the first, second, or third position. So I show you exactly how to do that step by step. I go into great detail in this module. much more detail than I was able to cover on this presentation because, again, we're limited on time. So again, if you're one of the first 10 to order, then you'll get this module as well. This is where 30% of my sales come from, all right? So I actually undercut the value here. This should really be worth tens of thousands of dollars just because of the amount of income that it'll bring you if you do it the right way. You'll also get what's known as my money multiplicity bonus. This shows you how to take the same content that you're publishing to Amazon and publish it to other platforms so that you now increase your exposure, and along with that, you increase the chances of that you make more money, right? So now you also get, and this is a gem here. This is the one that everyone fights over. This is the one that I had to turn people away from, all right? In addition to the other two, because everyone loves that Google Kindle Crunch module as well. But you're also going to get your own virtual assistant. This is a real life person that can help you with things like writing out your descriptions, communicating with your writers, coming up with title ideas, researching topics, or anything else that you can think of, including working on some of your other businesses. Right? This is a real live individual. This is a $600 value. It cost me real money, right? And I've even discounted this as well, just to give you an advantage. I'm in the giving spirit right now. But again, it's because, you know, a limited number of people are going to get in. I don't want everyone to get in on the system. I just want people that want to see a change in their life. All right? I don't need the money. I'll take the money, but I don't need the money. All right? So here, you're also going to get access to our private Facebook group. Remember I told you that we have 1,200 students that are doing extremely well with the system? We've got people that are just starting out just as you are, and we've got people that are a little bit more advanced. So you get to learn from all of these different individuals, right? You get to ask questions, you get to get updates, you get to share ideas, you get to brainstorm, you get to get help. This is an exclusive Facebook group. It's not available for everyone. It's only available for folks that are part of this program. So the next 10 of you that are going to be part of this elite exclusive group, everyone else gets left out. This is for the action takers. This is for individuals that know that they see something and they immediately jump on it. So now, let me ask you a question here. Now, you're not going to pay this price because, again, I've slashed this price big time. But if you got to the point where, like my student there in DeVry, you're making $20,000 a month, would it make sense to pay $5,000 for something like this? If it got you to the point where you're making $20,000 a month? Yes or no? Absolutely, absolutely, because everything after that is pure profit, right? After that first month. So now, again, first 10 people that get in, you're getting all of the bonuses that I mentioned. I'm going to give you this URL. I want you to go in, place your order, and as you place your order, once it's confirmed, I want you to come back to the questions box and type in the words, "I'm in." That will let me know who got in and in what order, so I can count them down. I'm going to call off your name. So if you say, if Betty types in "I'm in" after she's processed her order, then I know that Betty is number one. And then if Johnny comes in after he types in "I'm in" after he's processed his order, I know that he's number two. And we're only letting 10 people in. Well, 10 people are going to get all of the bonuses that I just mentioned. If you're after the 10, all right, tough luck. So now I'm going to give you the URL and the price. Get ready to type this thing into your browser. Place your order. It's got to be a race, right? But again, I just want to work with folks that are extremely serious here. So if everything that you get coupled with the earnings potential, you could see why this program would be a good deal at $5,000. Again, you're not going to pay that. That's what I normally charge, because normally it's $4,997, right? But because you're watching this event, you're going to get in at a fraction of that. You'll get in for just $997. Again, you want to be one of the first 10. I get people who place their orders all the time, and before they place their orders, they put in "I'm in." Place your order first. Go to 30dayprofits.com, and I'll put this URL into the questions box. Put your order in first. Get your order in. and then come back here and type in I'm in. Now I'm going to warn you, all right? There's always like this super fast individual who processes their order like with lightning speed. I'm always amazed at the people that get in so fast here. You want that to be you. Because normally I sell this thing at $4,997, and we get people that get in literally in seconds. Like, I don't know how they process their orders that quickly, but they get in like seconds, and I have people who are always missing out. Right? All right, so there's the link, Russell. Russell's asking for the link. We've got Brenda asking for the link. All right, there's the link again. And I'm going to stick around to answer some questions. I want you folks to ask questions. There's no such thing as a dumb question. I'm going to go into a few additional things too. So I'm going to continue teaching you some stuff. So hang out. Don't hang up yet. All right. Let me just put the URL in here, and then we're going to continue with the presentation. So you should be able to go in and click onto that link. Again, type in the words I'm in. Jason says I am in. So Jason is the first one. See what I mean? Jason was super fast. So we always have fast individuals. So Jason says I am in. Good to have you on board, Jason. I love a man that. Let me put a number 1 by your name, because I'm not going to call off the last names either. I'm just going to call off the first names just for privacy's sake. All right. So now here's the thing. One payment of $997. Typically, this sells for $4,997. You're getting a massive discount when you get in right now before we end this webinar. If, all right, you wait too long, you will not be able to get in at this discounted price. Now, here's the other thing, folks. If you don't have any money, we also have a PayPal credit option. All right, so let me just move this bar here so everyone can see it. So we also have a PayPal credit option, where you can go in. If you're in the United States, you can apply for PayPal credit. It takes literally seconds, and you get access to the program if you're approved, and you don't have to make any payments, nor will you get charged interest for 6 months. So you can go in and get access to the program and start applying the stuff, start making money, and then you still have 6 months. All right, so if you use PayPal credit, you want to go down here, and in the payment options, you want to change this, right? And then select the PayPal credit option. If you're going to pay using any other method, your credit card or your bank account, make sure you select the appropriate choice here. You can also, again, use your regular credit card if you want it to. All right. Here's a testimonial from my student, Darren Devine. He says, Ty, this has been my best month so far with 258 sales with only 3 titles. I'm very happy with that. Considering my circumstances, he went through bankruptcy, etc. I just wanted to say thank you again. I can see the end of the tunnel. Brenda, yes, I see your I'm in. Brenda's number 2. Right, good to have you in, Brenda. Right. So I asked him, I sent him an email the following day. I said, can I use this testimonial? And then he literally sent me a reply email a day later, less than 24 hours later. He says, absolutely, you can use that testimonial. And I thought you'd like to know that I'm up to 336 sales as we speak. I'm happy with that. I was hoping for 200 sales this month. So I'm going to try for 1,000 sales a month. Now imagine if he's publishing his ebooks and he's pricing them at $10 each. That's $10,000 a month. All right, easy math. Does it make sense to go in and pay $997, right, for something that could potentially generate you tens of thousands of dollars, right? So again, go in, put the words I'm in into the questions box once you have your order in, all right? Now here's another testimonial that Darren sent me on Skype not too long ago. He says, Ty, I'm now up to $20,000 per month in sales, all right? So now, if all this did was finally allow you to generate a consistent hands-free passive income every month, would it be worth it? Would it be worth it? All right. If all this did was give you the kick in the butt to finally get you moving and making money, would it be worth it? My daughter just came in and gave me a hug. That's the beauty of having a 10-year-old. If you have kids, that's a beautiful thing. Make sure you cherish the moment because they grow up so fast. But if all this did was to give you the kick in the butt, like it did for me, remember I said I had shiny object syndrome, and I was all over the place. but this systematic way of doing things really kickstarted things for me. All right. A Ross says I'm in. Good to have you. All right. So now, if all this did was to give you 2 to 3 ebooks that each brought in $500 per month to pay a bill or save, would it be worth it? Right? We're dwindling down, folks. So if you want to get in, go in and place your order now. The last thing that I want to happen to you is that you don't get in. Happens all the time. People get in and then they contact us after the webinar, and it's too late at that point. Right? There's nothing that we can do. Right? So Lenny says, I am in. Good to have you in, Lenny. You're number 3. All right, so slots are being taken up fast, folks. We've got some serious folks that want to get in. We've got people that are looking to change their lives. We've got people that are looking to add additional income streams, right? I was just talking to my children the other night. We flew back from Atlanta, and we had a late flight. And on the drive back home, right, we've got about a 40-minute drive from the airport to the house. And I'm telling them there's 3 types of people, literally 4. 4 types of people in this world. You've got the consumer, right? The person that does not worry about saving or investing or growing their income, they're the person that just spends. And then you have the saver, who they get some money in and they'll save some of it, right? And then up the line, you've got the investor who will get some money and they'll invest it so that that money grows. And then you have the individual that knows about the power of creating multiple streams of passive income, right? It's the best position you could be in. That's what this gives you, right? That's what this gives you, right? So now, this program works so well that not only do you get a money-back guarantee, but you get a 60-day money-back guarantee, right? How many programs are out on the market that are so sure of themselves, that are so sure of the amount of success that you can get from it, that the program owners are willing to give you a 60-day money-back guarantee? All right? Think about that. All right? All right, so now, let's see. Let's continue here. What questions do you have, folks? Again, the URL is 30dayprofits.com. You can get in there. And we've got Lenny says, I just came in on a webinar, but I know that this is something big. That's why I jumped in. Awesome, Lenny. I love that. I love that. Lenny, where are you from here? Here's what you'll get. You'll get the setup, which is a $997 value, covers setting up your account, how to get started quickly, what not to do so that you don't get burned. You'll also get the Kindling for Profits module, which is a $1,497 value. This covers finding the right niche and readers, niches that sell, and readers that buy. All right. You'll also get the Buyer Magnet module, which is a $2,997 value. This covers the critical must-have elements that will make your ebook sell. We talk about covers and price points and descriptions, and I give you those price points that I've tested over the years that generate the most amount of profit. We're not just talking about revenue, but profit, right? The take home. All right. You'll also get the KDP cash extraction module, which is a $3,500 value. And in this module, I cover the secret ways to use the Kindle Direct Publishing platform to make more money than most people ever will. Okay, there's a total value here of $8,991. And you'll also get all of the fast action bonuses that we talked about. The Google Kindle Crunch, folks, this is what you want. This gets your ebooks listed in Google, and this is where 30% of my income comes from. You'll also get the money multiplicity bonus, right? Which will show you how to leverage your time and leverage the content that you have by giving you other platforms that you can take the same content and publish that to. You'll also get your own virtual assistant to help you with all of this stuff, okay? So that you get access to an individual that helps you with everything that we talked about here, okay? So we've got more people that are coming in. I'm not going to call out the names right now because I want to keep the momentum, but we just have basically just a couple of slots here. So if you're not in right now, go ahead and jump in. Again, that URL is 30dayprofits.com. You'll also get access to our insider special Facebook group, right, where you get to ask questions, you get to get updates, you get to share ideas, you get to brainstorm, you get to get help, and you're never left alone, right? This normally sells for $5,000, $4,997 for the general public, but because you are watching this event, you can get started right now for just $997. So let me ask you a question, folks. If you're not in right now, what is the reason why? Why are you not in? Because we have just a handful of slots left. Andrew says, I am in. Welcome aboard, Andrew. Good to have you. All right. So Andrew, you are like number 7 here. So let me just put Andrew down here. Right, meaning that we have about 2 or 3 more slots here. All right. Michael Les, yes, let me give you an email that you can use as well, Michael. So there you go. I just sent that to you. Let me know. All right. You're absolutely welcome. Jody, welcome aboard. Good to have you. Come in, Jody. Michael, yes, absolutely. Michael B, hold on for a second. I have something for you, okay? All right. All right, so 30dayprofits.com. We've got a lot of people asking for your URL. You can go and use PayPal credit if you want, or you can use standard, your standard PayPal payment options, like paying directly with your credit card or your bank account. Now, Michael B, you just asked for a payment plan, right? Normally, I do not offer a payment plan, but I'm going to do that on this presentation for the next 2 slots that we have available now. All right, we just had another one that was taken. So you can, if you want to break this down into multiple payments, you can break it down into 2 payments. You make one payment right now of $549, and then 30 days from now, you can make another payment of $549. You can do so by going to yourkindlekit.com if you want to use this multi-payment option. Now, we can only accept credit cards if you're using a multi-payment option. You can't pay using PayPal when it comes to that option. But if you want to make one payment up front, or if you want to apply for PayPal credit, you can go to 30dayprofits.com. Okay, so there you go. Ask your questions, folks. What questions do you have about this process, about this presentation, about anything? Let me know. So right now, at this point, you have 2 options. The first option is to do nothing and not take this leap of faith. Second option is to pony up this small, tiny investment today and just give it a shot. Comes with the money back guarantee. You have nothing to lose. And I think I hear, Sean, was that you on the other end there? Is that I heard?
Yeah, I was trying to jump in, but I didn't want to interrupt while you were on a roll answering questions and letting everybody know what's going on. But I did want to tell everybody, this is really an awesome system. I've never seen anything like this before from anyone else. Like I said at the beginning of this webinar, I know some of you didn't get a chance to catch the beginning, but I've known Ty for a long time. He's not only a great guy and a smart guy, but takes this stuff really, really seriously. And what you're seeing are the results of what he's been able to do, what he's been able to help other people to do. And when you guys get on this and are able to get started tapping into this, the e-commerce giant of Amazon, it's really something that's truly special, because where else can you find a place that a company doing $100 billion a year and growing is going to do all your promotion and all your marketing and everything else for you once you learn how to tap into it. Now, some of you, I know you're thinking, well, but I can just throw up any old thing and I'm going to be able to make a lot of money, because Amazon has all this money to throw around. Well, see, that's not actually true. Ty gave you some insights in this webinar, and thank you, Ty, for doing that and sharing good information with people. But you have to understand that, there's this, marginal shift that you have to be able to make to get Amazon to bring in people to look at your books and to make sales for you. Because, first of all, Amazon knows that, all of us want to make money off Amazon, and they want to make money too, along with us. But there is competition clearly for getting your ebook to become, a big enough seller that it generates a lot of money. The passive part is absolutely true, where it just keeps going and going once you get it up there and running. So, learning how to, get, like Ty said, the great book titles, the great book descriptions, get people to write these for you so you don't have to do it. I mean, seriously, how many of you would spend $100 this month if you got $100 back from it month after month? Right? I mean, imagine you put $100 in, you just invest it. You don't have to buy advertising, you don't have to do anything else. You'd create an asset that's going to pay you back again and again and again. Who would actually think that that's a really smart thing to do? Anybody here? Okay, people are saying yes, they're willing to do that. Okay, because we're not. Ty's not suggesting you do anything like wild and crazy, like spend $5,000 on a ghostwriter that's going to write an incredible biography for you. But just get your toe in the water, make some stuff happen, and generate results. And I know that the system works. I know that if you're willing to follow the steps, especially with Ty giving you this virtual assistant access to be able to make it even easier for you to get started, that you can have success with this. Is it for everybody? No, but it's probably for most of you if you want to take serious action, set up a system going to generate passive income, not ever have to actually write the books or do any of that, the hard stuff, that researching and writing and ripping your hair out. I absolutely prefer to have anything like this ghost written by somebody else and be able to put my pen name on it and to see results from it. So I strongly suggest you guys jump in and get things to work and be able to get going. I know Ty said he only has a couple spots yet. I'm not sure if they got filled up, but hopefully you'll be able to grab hold of it. Ty, I know there's a couple more questions there that you can answer. And for those of you, I saw a couple of people that were looking for the link to click on. But if you look in the question box, we've been typing questions right below that. There is an actual chat box. We always call the question box a chat box for some reason. I think everybody does, but there is a chat box, and Ty put in the links in there that you can just click on those and be able to get access to the one payment link or the two payment link. They're all right there. You can just click on them. It'll open right up in your browser, and you'll be able to get your order in and grab one of those last two spots to get all the bonuses from Ty. Ty, I'm going to let you jump back in and answer some more questions. And if you guys have questions, put them in, and I'll stop talking now.
Absolutely, Sean. And we're going to wrap it up pretty soon, guys. So again, as Sean said, if you have questions, throw them in here. Now, here's the thing, folks. My crazy 3-part guarantee, and I call it this because I want to make sure that everyone succeeds at this, right? I want to remove all obstacles from anyone that's trying to do this. Now, part 1 is research. So if you can't find a hot topic to create your first ebook around, I will personally help you to get started. So we'll jump on the phone, we'll jump on Skype, we can do like a team viewer, we can do a screen share, and I'll show you personally how to go in and find a topic or two to start publishing your first ebook around. Outsourcing, okay? Part 2 of my crazy 3-part guarantee. If you can't find someone to write your ebook for you, I will give you access to one of my best writers who will write your first ebook for under $150, right? What I like to do is when I find good writers, and I suggest that you do the same thing, I like to keep them busy, all right? Because every ebook that they write for you becomes another revenue stream. It becomes another passive revenue stream, all right? Does that make sense? Part 3. Sales. If after 60 days you're not making at least $500 per ebook, I will have one of my top coaches jump on a call for you to help kickstart your sales, right? So there's my 3-part crazy guarantee. Let's see here. Jody has, Michael says, I'm trying to sign up. Michael, let me give you the URL again. It's going to be 30dayprofits.com. If you want to make one payment, I think, Michael, you said that you wanted to make the 2 payments. So it's yourkindlekit.com, yourkindlekit.com, and I'll bring that up on the screen in just a moment. Mike says, oh, maybe I have a typo in here. Mike says the link is not working, yourkindlekit.com. Well, let me go in and visit it. I'll show you guys exactly where you're going to go here. Right, so let me close this out here. So you're going to go over to 30dayprofits.com. So 30dayprofits.com if you want to make one payment here, okay? And you'll see a page that looks like this. All right? And this is where you can go in if you want to pay using PayPal. If you want to apply for PayPal credit, you can use that. If you want to pay using your Visa, MasterCard, or any other traditional credit card, you can use this button or PayPal here, okay? You'll go and you'll add it to the cart, and bam, there you go. Now, if you want to make two payments, you'll go to yourkindlekit.com, and I put both of these into the chat box here, so you can make two payments here, $549, one now, and then one 30 days from now. Okay, so Mike, try that link again. Let me know if it works or not. They're both working here on my end for me. Let's jump back into this. I want to continue to answer questions if you folks have. All right, so Mike says the link is not working for you. Let me type it in here. And I'm just typing it up again. It's www.30dayprofits.com. Mike, which link are you trying to use here that's not working for you? All right, I just put it back there. And let me just pull them up again. Here's 30dayprofits.com. If you ever have any questions, you can reach out to my support team here at support@kindlecashflow.com as well. And you know, there's two folks that I like to talk about here. There's the individuals, two different individuals. You've got Timid Tommy. Timid Tommy is the guy on the left who can never seem to get anything to work because he's never willing to try anything, right? So as a result, he sees minimum results. And then you have the other gentleman on the right-hand side, Brave Bob. Brave Bob is the guy who, you know, it seems like everything that he touches turns to gold, right? Brave Bob is the guy that is always willing to try. He's the guy that's always willing to at least. We just got Richard Yada in. Richard, so your order did go through, right? Mike, you might have to type it. Just click onto the link, right? So don't. If you're getting a search result, Mike, you may have to just click onto the link, all right? So that we just put into the chat box here. All right, so let me place it in there again for you. All right, and Richard, welcome aboard. I see where your order did come through, so welcome aboard there. All right, and again, folks, that means we've got Michael Bernstein says I'm in. All right, so Michael, good to have you in as well. All right, so Mike Lipsha, go ahead and click that link there. Jody says, let's see, did you see my question? Let me look for your question here, Jody. Jody, no, this does come with a 60-day money-back guarantee. All right, it does, absolutely. So go ahead and get your order in there. We'd love to have you in our group, Jody. All right, can't wait to see you here. Let's see, what else do we have here? Is there anyone that still have it? Mike, was it just Mike that was having an issue? Let me know here. And I want to answer a couple of more questions as well, folks. So if you have any questions, we literally have about maybe about 2 or 3 minutes before we close this thing out. Here's a page with both links. So Mike, you should be able to see both of these, and just go into your browser bar at the top. Bruce, same with you. You could just type that in. So Bruce, are you Sean, are you able to visit these links? Seems like Mike and Bruce are having issues, but we have other people that are getting in. We just had.
Let me just try them because the first one worked for me, but let me try these. Add to cart.
And Michael Bernstein, I see your order. So Michael just got in, and Richard just got in. So Eric, there's no promo code to apply for PayPal credit. So here's how you apply for PayPal credit. So you're going to actually visit the page. Yes, Jody, that's correct. So Eric, let me walk you through this thing here. So to apply for PayPal credit, Eric, you'll go to 30dayprofits.com, right? So you see my screen here, Eric? And then you're going to click here, PayPal credit. And there's actually a video that I have here too. So if you want to go in and watch this video, you can click here to watch a video that will walk you through the entire process here. All right. So you can click on that video, Eric, and then it'll take you step by step through that entire process of how to apply for PayPal credit. All right. Okay. So there you go. All right. So Mike says he's in. Mike, so I guess you were able to get in. Mike, what was the issue? Were you not clicking onto the link, or were you trying to do something else? Because Mike is now in. All right, let me just check to make sure that we've received your order there, Mike. Okay, gotcha. All right, Mike, I do see your order. You took the multi-payment option, I see, right? All right, awesome. And yes, Mike, you do have the bonuses. So with that said, we still have a good amount of people that are on this presentation here, folks. If you want to get in, go in, get in now. If you are on the fence, and I don't advise this, but if you're on the fence, here's what you should do. Take down these URLs, both of these URLs, right? If you have to talk to your spouse, your significant, your business partner, if you want to mule it over for a few minutes, and I don't advise more than that, because as you see here on this presentation, these slots are going extremely fast, and we have just about one or two. I'm not even sure how many we have left at this point. If you are not yet in, I advise you to write down both of these URLs as well as the price points, so that once we close this webinar, you'll still have access to the links. You'll have the links, all right? Mike says, I am stoked. Mike, so am I. I'm glad to have you aboard, all right? So now, take a look, folks. We've got folks that are doing well with this. One of my students, Brian, 5,000 a month. His goal is next 10,000 per month. We've got, here's something that I really love here. I want to share this with you. Linda Allen, one of my prior students here. Linda had some health issues with one of her children, I believe it was. And she says, I got Ty's program, and I'm so glad I did. I made several $1,000s with it. And that's after stopping for several months, because as I just mentioned, she had an issue with one of her kids. She just had to stop. And while she stopped publishing books, she still was generating thousands and thousands of dollars a month. She's in a Facebook group here. So you get to come in and meet Linda, as well as Doc Berry and Deborah Jeffers and everyone else, right? So we've got tons of people that are in this group, tons of people that are seeing different levels of success. So we want you in here as well, all right? Here's Sharon Worsley, not Sharon. Sharon is in the group as well, but here's Tracy Voister, who's also seeing success, right? Just 24 hours after getting the program, she sold her first 5 copies. All right, and I love to keep in contact with my students, so she sent me this message 9:44 in the morning. All right, Darren DeVry, who reached out to me on Skype to share his excitement. He's doing $20,000 per month in sales. Darren is also in the Facebook group. So we've got folks that are at different levels, guys. You know, one of my mentors, Tony Robbins, my wife and I actually got a chance to spend some time with him and his wife, Sage, up in New Jersey not too long ago. And he says, if you want to be successful, find someone who has achieved the results you want and copy what they do, and you'll achieve the same results. All right? So that's the systems. That's the systems there, having the right systems. gets you everything. This is the entire program. We're closing this out in less than 60 seconds. If you want to get in right now and get one of the remaining slots, go to 30dayprofits.com, and you can do that using your Visa, MasterCard, American Express, Discover, or PayPal credit. All right. Here's the 2 links, and we will leave that at that. If there's any last questions, going once, going twice, ask them now, because we are closing out. Thank you, Fernando. All right. And Sean, thank you for having me here. This was fun. You've got a great bunch of individuals, some smart folks on this group, and a lot of action takers, which is what I really love. I love being around people that see an opportunity and they jump right into it.
Hey, Ty, thanks. Great information. Thanks, everybody, for attending and participating and learning some stuff. And Ty, I'm gonna say thank you very much, and congratulations to those of you who got started. Can't wait to see what great results you guys have, not only becoming published authors, but start to generate some income, make some sales, and build this nice passive stream of business. So thank you very much, Ty, and we'll talk to everybody on the next webinar. Have a great holiday season.
Have a great one. Bye-bye. And I'm going to leave the screen up for just a few seconds here, Sean, just in case anyone wants to jot down those URLs and get in later.
Okay.
And remember, folks, if you try to get in and you come to if you wait too long, you might come to a page that says sold out. You want to take action before you miss out on this thing. All right. Have a great day, great night, great morning. Bye-bye.